Welcome back to my 5 favorite people. Hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. Now, you guys read that title right. I did finally sell my ULTY, my ULTY. And I know a lot of you guys are so glad to hear that because you guys keep saying it's a sinking ship, get out of it. It's just going to go to zero. A reverse stock split's coming. I did it. I sold. It's not clickbait. For one time, I'm actually not clickbaiting you guys. So today we're going to be talking about ULTY. We're going to do a little portfolio update. Just kind of just go over some things for the week because it is Sunday, so that means we got to do a portfolio update. So if you guys like content like this and you're glad that I actually sold ULTY, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Go ahead and share my screen. It's just a sound of despair. Okay, so here is the portfolio. Now, last time I did this, I clickbaited you guys, and ULTY was still there. Now, I want you guys to see ULTY is still there, but I did sell a great amount of ULTY. I did not sell all of ULTY, so I don't want you guys to say, oh, you clickbaited me. No, I did sell ULTY, okay? Now my market value is $15,000. Take a look at this sell order that I put in, just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Right here. Sold ULTY for $9,000. So yes, I did actually sell ULTY. Now, I know a lot of people saying, oh, you're still holding it, though. You know, it's still going to zero. That whole 15,000 is going to go to zero, and you're just going to lose it all. Look, I understand. And it's not going exactly to zero. Now, if a reverse stock split comes, guess what? I don't mind moving my position. I think a lot of you guys, in my most recent video, it blew up, and it went insane. Like, it got like 8,000 views. And I think a lot of you guys were just like, you are so, like, you have no clue what's going on. Like, you're going to ride this all the way zero. I'm not slow, okay? Like, I've told you guys in multiple videos, I do not marry my bags. Yes, I am down on ULTY. If we take a look, it doesn't show the total value because I have sold out, but I am down, okay? And the dividends are coming out to a total of about $1,200 overall. So I think total with the most recent dividend, I don't know the exact amount, I'm up like $100 something. So if I were to sell right now, I mean, yes, I did just reinvest the dividends, but I would still come out like by $100. It wouldn't be anything crazy. Now, the reason why I bought into ULTY was there was a reason. It wasn't just because, yeah, I was chasing the yield, but at the same time, I was looking for that compounding effect long term. I told you guys, ULTY was my first position I ever bought. If you guys go back to August 22nd, it's what I started my YouTube channel on. It was ULTY, and I love the idea of it. My first purchase was $6 and like 20 cents, I think. And I was just thinking, okay, like if I can get this thing rolled, if I can get the compound effect coming in, this thing is going to be a powerhouse 2-3 years down the line. And the problem with that, I still think it can do that. The problem with it is that whenever I am getting my shares, because I 100% reinvest all the shares that I'm getting in, it's compounding down. And it's compounding down way too much. What I mean by that is, if we just take a look at the 1 month chart, every time I'm actually receiving a dividend, I am getting more shares. Don't get me wrong. The lower we go, the more shares I'm picking up. But the problem with it is that it's not recovering its NAV like at all. Like it'll drop and then it'll slowly start to pick up, maybe about 25% or so. It's recovering that NAV, you guys can see, and then it drops again. And the problem is that in the middle between dividend payments, the NAV is not recovering too. I know it's not necessarily going to recover. It's not a growth fund, but it's recovering. It's going down too much for me. And the problem with that is that there are so many new funds now that are coming out that they've kind of established like a better NAV. I'm not going to say a perfect NAV, but they've established their NAV a lot better. And also the dividend payment's been great. You guys, if you haven't followed my channel, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about WPAY. And my most recent video, I was actually comparing WPAY and ULTY. Me personally, I love WPAY. It's been doing great for me. A lot of people are saying there's not a lot of information for, or there's not a lot of historical data for WPAY. So we can't necessarily get into it. But what I will say is, yes, you are correct. I will take your hand on that and I will walk you all the way to the end of time. You're correct on that, but there's not a lot of historical data. But what I can say from historical data is, since this thing has been announced its inception date, WPAY went up. ULTY went down. And yes, it can have a pullback. Guess what? We are in the bull market. So who knows if we even hold $40 on WPAY. But what I can say is that those distributions have been great. And if you guys watched my first ever WPAY video, I was looking at a 50% distribution rate. I was not expecting anything crazy. Right now, it's above expectations, and I'm loving it. The distributions are not very consistent, but they are on the more positive side of inconsistency, and I'm loving it. You know, the most recent dividend that came in for WPAY was $134, and I was only holding. Oh, sorry, right here. I was only holding 156 shares. So since then, I have now picked up. You guys can see I have a market buy coming for 75 shares. Or maybe that's like a pending one. Here's the one right here. I have a market buy for 100 shares, and now also I have a total of 287 shares. So instead of the 100 shares that I had in my most recent dividend, now I have 3 times that. So you kind of expect my most recent dividend, my next dividend payment is going to be about 3 times what this amount is right here. So we're looking almost close to a $400 payment for WPAY if it were to stay the same, because as we know, this was one of the most highest paid out distributions for WPAY. Now, I want to pull things back. I have a lot of things to talk about, but I'm not going to talk about them all this video. I'm going to make multiple parts to this. I kind of just want to space them out because I know a lot of people, they're going to be coming at me saying for ULTY and stuff like that, why are you selling it? Oh my gosh, you're doing this, you're doing that. Look, I'm going to be honest with you guys. The reason why I got into it was because I was following other YouTubers. I simply had found an actual channel that I liked. I'm not going to say their name because, to be honest, off the top of my head, I don't even remember their name. I was following their channel. I saw the yield. I saw the 80%, the 100, the 90% yield. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to try this. But it wasn't necessarily the yield I was chasing. I was chasing actually starting a YouTube account. I've actually been wanting to start a YouTube account forever because I've been wanting to help people. My thing is to just help people. And getting the actual channel brought in, like starting the channel and starting the ULTY content is what brought me the foundation of my account. But what I can say is I've actually built a pretty nice foundation. I mean, sitting at about almost 2,000 followers or subscribers, you guys have helped me so much. And also in my videos, you know, I'm very open. I'm transparent. I ask you guys, what are some things you guys are looking at buying? You know, some of you guys opened my mind up to TSYY. I would have never found WPAY if it wasn't for you guys. I found QQQI, I found Chippy, but also all 3 of these, you know, you guys were like, okay, you need to get some core holdings, you know, and I'm looking at making WPAY my core holding. I know it is leverage and that's not the best thing to do, but hey, it's not nothing crazy. It's 1.2 times leverage. It's not crazy. But I'm also picking up more shares of NVDY, HOOW, and I think it's great because I've been waiting on a pullback. You guys check, I'm telling you, my previous videos, I've been telling you guys what I've been wanting to do for weeks and months now, but it just hasn't set in, and now it's finally has been setting in. Like, for example, HOOW, I was waiting on this thing to drop. I told you guys if it dropped down to 60 cents, I was picking this thing up. And you can see at the 1 month chart, look at this. I was looking at this thing all the way back here, but I was not going to buy. I was like, okay, right now the market is not looking good. This was before the government even shut down and stuff. I was like, the market's not looking good. Boom, drop right here. I think government shut down on the 1st. Yeah, this is when I was looking at it, and I was like, okay, I'm going to buy, but I want this thing to go back in the $60 range. And then I was waiting. It got down here, and I was like, okay, it's getting close to $60, but then it started shooting back up again. I was like, okay, I'm not going to let this thing ride back down because I think I have a feeling, nothing I say financial advice, take it with a grain of salt. Whenever Monday comes around tomorrow, the market's going to open up. It's going to flip green. It's kind of just usually how it goes, especially on Mondays. So I have a feeling this thing's going to go back up to like $72, $73, and I just want to make sure I'm in. Don't necessarily care about getting into the market at a certain price, but also don't want to buy at the top of the market. So yeah, that's just that position. There's a lot of other things I want to talk about. Overall, here is the portfolio. You guys can see this is my ULTY position, and I actually want to see what you guys have to say. You know, what are you thinking? Was my ULTY position selling at least? I think it was about 50% of my position. Yeah, maybe a little less. Yeah, it was like 42%. Selling 42 my position, was that a great idea or was that a bad idea? Am I going to regret that? Keep in mind, I do still have $15,000 in ULTY. One thing I want to show you guys as well is my dividend payments. So here is my actual spreadsheet. You guys can see it actually is up to date. Exactly everything is updated. ULTY does still provide me about $1,000 every single month coming in. Chippy is paying me $33. We have QQQI right about $8. WPAY, and this is what I'm very excited about. WPAY is right now bringing in about $1,200. Now, that is a little iffy because it is taking a 3-month trailing average, which WPAY has not been out for 3 months, so it's kind of hard to do. The last dividend payment was 85 cents, so it's taking an average, and this, if it were to say the average of 85 cents, this is what I would receive. TSYY, now this one actually is pretty much true, and I also want to keep this in mind. You guys check, be a little, people don't talk about TSYY much, but this dividend has been dropping. It's been staying above the 20 cents range, but it's been dropping. It's went from like the 24. I think I have it over here. So from 22, 22, 21, 20. So it's definitely gonna be something to keep in mind. I think we're gonna still hold 20 cents, but the week after that, definitely keep that in mind. You know, watch it. It does definitely pay out some great juicy distributions. Now, I am down on TSYY, and if you were to compare how much I'm down to ULTY, TSYY, I'm almost done the exact same amount. But you guys notice I'm actually selling ULTY before TSYY, and that is because for some reason, I think it's just because of the leverage, whenever TSYY does swing, it swings a lot more in the upward direction. ULTY doesn't get like any upwards direction, like at all. Like this thing will swing a little. Okay, this just looks horrible now. Okay, yeah, yep. Just forget what I said. Okay, yeah. That doesn't even look bad. We'll come back to TSYY, but you guys can see this was the ULTY payment. This was October 16th that paid out. I was holding 4,000 shares of ULTY, and it paid out a 9.0 dividend payment for $364. If we take the total amount that I made from dividends from holding ULTY, it equals out to $1,500 that I have made from ULTY just from dividends. Now, I'm not going to include my total return and stuff. I don't even have that amount calculated right now. But what I can tell you, dividends received all the way back from August 22nd to October 16th, I have made $1,500. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to watch it go from 15 to 200 to 300. It's going to drop back down probably like 200 range, probably like 205. So, because I did sell a good amount of my shares. I'm only holding 2,900 shares now. The most recent dividend payment, like I showed you for WPAY, was $134. This one will actually triple. So this one will go from $134 to about close to $300, $400, depending on how much we actually get paid out. If it stays above that 70 cents range, we can expect about $380, $390 payment. But yeah, I just want to show you guys that, and then go back to the portfolio and show you guys a couple different things as well. Here is the total account value. We're sitting at $31,074.09. We were down all the way to $21,893. That was during pre-market on Friday. And then if we take a look at our actual margin. Now, I will say with the margin, I'm getting a little bit more risky because I'm going to be getting paid here in about, I want to say about 9 days. So if you guys don't know, actually, I'll make a new video about margin because I was trying to explain this one and show you guys exactly how things work. I have $6,882 in pending orders because I am picking up more PLTW, HOW, NVDW, and I'm also picking up more WPAY. So this is where the pending orders come from. So once this posts, this will actually go to this balance, and then my balance will be about $17,000. So once I actually get paid, I'm actually going to deposit about $12,000. It's going to pay off that margin balance, and I'll have about $5,000 left in the balance. And then I'm going to sit. I'm not going to use any margin for a little bit. I'm just going to use the $5,000 I have. But that $15,000 will go into my account, and it will make this number right here go up. This number will be about $46,000, which is great. But my margin balance, my loan balance, will actually go down, which is great to see. We are still holding above the 50%. That is my goal, is always hold about 15%. I am $17,000 away from my margin call. So that is great to see. And that's pretty much going to do it for this video. I didn't want to keep things long, but I do have I have 2 more videos coming out today. And I'm going to go through and actually explain every position. Not every position, but I'm going to go through, explain the new positions I picked up. NVDW. I haven't talked about Chippy just yet. HOW, PLTW, and just go through those. And tell you guys why I'm so excited about WPAY. Because right now, this thing has been looking great for me. And I'm actually excited because you guys know I started my dividend investing journey, like I said, back August 22nd. So I actually didn't get to get into the HOWs. I didn't get to get into some of these round hill funds before they, release. But this one, it has some good potential. WPAY has some great potential. It does have, it doesn't have that capped upside. It's able to still go upwards. You can see it is still affected with the price movements. But there's some great things coming out. You guys know Round Hill's coming out with some more weekly paying funds. Like I think ARM is coming out. We have Uber coming out. So those are going to get added into the Universe ETF. So that can just help with some more volatility and keeping things more stable. But let me go ahead and close this out, you guys. Share screen. And then bring this over here. Okay, yeah, so sweet. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Like I said, it was just a pretty much update telling you guys I did end up selling ULTY. It was not clickbait. And then give you guys a little update exactly what I'm looking like this week, without looking at buying and what things are looking like for me. So if you guys do like content like this, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Hope I didn't scare you guys too much with the title. Enjoy it, and until next time, I'll see you guys here soon. Go Cowboys.